let's see what to expect for this upcoming Cancer lunar eclipse, full moon eclipse. Cause I don't know about y'all, but I've been just really, really, really emotional. Me being a Cancer moon, it's like really hitting me, and I knew that it would, but Jesus, I mean, to this magnitude, I already could feel that I know that I've been going through major transformations and just rapid changes. I've been seeing the tarot card and getting, I mean, it's good, it's good, and I know it's all for the greater good, but I know I'm not the only one, and I do know that, I don't know a lot about astrology. I'm learning, but I do know that, depending on your sign and where the placements are, they can affect people differently. But, I can only speak from my experience, and I, for one, have really been feeling this. It's crazy because, I've already known and could feel that, I'm a moon goddess because I like my cycles generally correlate with the full moons, which is all about releasing, which is great because, when you're females, when you're on your cycle, that's all about detox. You're releasing, out with the old so that new can come in, right? And I don't know about y'all out there, but I generally get overly emotional and everything anyway, and that's how I know that my cycles are even coming. I feel the change. Like I really am in tune with my body, and I listen to my body. And without going into a whole lot of depth and detail, just know that, when you experience these feelings, like, these aches and pains, or seemingly aches and pains, or, changes, like, for instance, in your breast, for those I'm not getting, giving too much TMI, but okay, I do apologize. But yeah, so, I feel when changes come, or when it's time to release. And like I said, I get super emotional, and I used to try to hold back, and I don't know why, just like fight it, because maybe I felt like you were weak if you cried. I don't know where that ever came from, but that is far from the truth, because in actuality, your soul, your spirit is like screaming for you to release. That's why they're pushing those emotions up and out of you so that you can get rid of that, because that is likely pent up aggression, pent up sadness, stuff that will hold you back and keep you down if you're not careful. And it's like, there's no telling how long, we're still holding on to all of this. As I'm speaking right now, I'm fairly shuffling the Rumi, speaking of love. I have my two pink candles burning, and every now and again you may see them kind of get a little excited and go a little crazy. I know when I first lit the spirit one, it was pretty much up to here, like nearly about to burn my arrangement, which y'all know is fake. It's plastic. So I was like, oh Lord, I was like, calm down, y'all. I know y'all excited, and there's a lot to be happy about, because speaking of a lot to be happy about, they're trying to give me the entire deck, which we're going to take these flipped out as well, but we're not going to take those. But just so you can see, this message is, I don't know now. You know what? That came out for a reason. The interesting thing is they're all ones. Beautiful. This one is Sacred Convergence, and this one is Beyond Death Life. But let's put, I got a lot going on in my hand. They have a lot to say. I'm going to put these up here with our selenite lamp, because they made a point to come out. sit up right. There we go. Hope you can see that. And then we have, try to bring them out like they came out. We have Sacred Union, which is a 19 that reduces to a 10 or a 1. It's beautiful. It's no coincidence that it came under Sacred Convergence. Put these down here. And then we have Whirling Goddess, which is a, good gracious, I cannot hold on to the cards today. 30, which is a 3. And that's my Holy Trinity number, coming together, mind, body, and soul. So that is beautiful, Sacred Union. There's no coincidence it came out after that. And then we have 32, she who offers the drink. Or excuse me, the sacred wine, so drink. It's like the divine is offering that to you. Now that, you know, you're whole. This is a 32, which reduces to a 5. So you are going and have gone, like I said, through major transformations. And you're continuing to do that. So just, you know, remember to be gentle with yourself. Be nurturing to yourself. And they're telling you it's time. It's time. Get up. Come into the light, Caroline. That's what I say every time I see this card. It's like no longer do you have to hide in your shadow side, right? No longer do you have to hide behind ego that will likely keep you feeling trapped, keep you feeling small. Spirit is advising you to blossom into the angel that you are. You are a stable one. You have come together, joined mind, body, and soul. You are the one, and together you are stable, you are strong, you are foundational. Just to sit up here without falling into the fire. I'm not gonna, y'all saw them, I showed them to you, so I'm not gonna be able to maneuver them back and forth. And then underneath the bottom of the deck, we have 36, Passion of the Wild Red Mother. Beautiful. That's a 9. And this is all about just you having that fire and desire in you. And like I said, speaking of clearing out, this is opening up those lower 3 chakras, because you have to do that in order to open up the remaining chakra system. You know, you have to remove any blockages in your root, sacral, and solar plexus, but specifically your root. That's how you get grounded. All right. Speaking of that grounded, stable energy in that 4 here, that's how you get grounded. So, and remain grounded is by keeping that root open, and that's where you hold any and all childhood trauma, any sexual trauma, any of those issues, any issues with your parents, siblings, family, whatever. If you've taken on burdens from loved ones, from spouses, that's where we harbor that. Women, females, especially men too, but I'm speaking to my females because this you don't have to be just a female, but what I'm saying is this is screaming to the female energy because of all the red and the passion, and this being the womb area. And speaking of menstrual cycles and flow, like that's just what spirit is giving to me right now. But it's not to negate the men. The energy behind these cards are gender neutral, so it goes both ways. And this is a 26, elusive star Venus. This is all about love. More importantly, self-love. Look how she's just nurturing herself. because you're going to receive those blessings. Yet another 4. Blessings on blessings on blessings. I love this, the color. This reminds me of the Sacred Convergence card as well. You see that? Stable. And then we have yet another 3. Divine discontent. And Spirit is calling me to read from this card, so give me a second. Okay. So, divine discontent. Winter falls upon us, so spring can bring new growth. Cry the tears, allow the longing. Sadness brings surrender and a deep desire to be free. That is so true. And that is from Rumi. I know your heart. I hear it breaking and groaning in darkest night when you imagine yourself to be silently cast adrift in sleep. It speaks to me, that sacred heart of yours, whispering its longing and bemoaning its divine discontent. It knows when something is amiss. It senses that something is not quite right as yet. There is a piece of the puzzle missing. Even in its tremendous gratitude for all that is, and there is much gratitude and sweet appreciation in that precious heart of yours, there is a murmuring, a questing. It cries out to heaven, vouchsafe me a blessing. I cannot go on. I am broken and in need of your tenderness for healing. I am empty and in need of filling, not with stuff and bits, but with the most precious nectar of divine fulfillment. Nothing else will satisfy me. Please, please restore me to wholeness. I can bear this missing piece, this broken disarray no longer. I listen and I cajole that wise heart of yours. I praise it for its honesty and longing, for the longing is an irresistible perfume to the beloved, attracting the only salve that will soothe the divine discontent of your truth-speaking heart, that of divine presence, absolute and unquestionable. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to read and hold this card. There's a sense within you, perhaps quite obvious to your conscious mind, or perhaps only dimly registered as an unnameable underlying sense of anxiety that something in your life is not quite right. It may be the sense, even amongst so much gratitude, of a yearning yet to be met, a longing yet to be fulfilled and satisfied. This is the pain of the awakening heart. That heart is capable of bliss and ecstatic reverence for the sheer beauty and wonder of creation. Yet as the heart matures, there will be a process of deep, passionate longing that awakens for the divine. It is the impatience for the caress of the great lover, for the presence of the divine to come to you. Over time, that longing will grow from a mild inner sense of incompleteness, needing to become whole. It will develop into a holy fever, a sacred rage, a stamping of dancing feet, a pounding of fists upon the altar, and a longing so deep and distressing that one may well break into tears at the impossibility of bearing the pain of apparent separation for even a moment longer. Where is my beloved? Cries the awakening heart. I call for my beloved, and yet I am here. I am still waiting. I can stand this no longer. As devotion grows and passion for the divine intensifies, so too does this yearning, so much so that this may come to feel as though your heart is breaking for the divine, or perhaps you are not quite there yet. Your heart is attached to a smaller god such as your status, your job, your lover, your body looking a certain way, or being able to live your life in a particular way. These smaller gods are not necessarily an issue, yet you have drawn this oracle, and so it's guidance for you that the divine wants to draw you closer. Sometimes that means we will have Sometimes that means we will have the meager meal wrested from our hands, or the meager meal wrested from our hands, so we may feast upon something far more delectable and grand. The divine is a fiercely possessive lover. If there is a face of another beloved preventing you from longing for the divine embrace, and if you cannot see that it is the divine beloved within your lover that you are loving, well then something will be done by heaven. That is so true. So this is rather lengthy, and I do apologize, and I probably got this card all over the place, but the divine is okay. So make your relationship sacrosanct. Seek the divine in all things when you cannot. When the power of lesser gods has you in its grip, acknowledge it. Bear witness to it. Do not chastise. Instead, be truthful. Let your heart break and lie prostrate on the floor, hands clutching, and let your heart break and head bowed as though only your sadness and plight could stir the heart of the divine beloved into descent of succor and grace, saving you from a life far too bland for your exquisite Epicurean palate. Just don't misinterpret the pain and think that something really is wrong. If you are surrounded by status and money and cannot understand why you should mourn, it is even more important that you allow yourself to do so. Mourning is to be felt. Understanding it is not so relevant. But if you must seek understanding, then know this, dear blazing angel. You are just waking from the deepest slumber, and with your awakening heart, you are realizing the truth. A part of you, a deeper, wider, vaster, and more instinctive, truthful, and intelligent than your mind, is lonely for the divine embrace. This is right. This is sensible. This is sanity. It is the pain, the real noble pain of the heart that says, there is something more than this inadequacy, this settling for plastic instead of precious gemstones that must end now. I cannot be fed by pixelated sunsets and animation upon my computer screen. I yearn to be blasted by so much radiance and beauty, by the real thing, that I become stupefied. I must witness so much divine splendor that all I can utter is an incoherent grunt, my mind disassembled, my heart ignited by the presence of my beloved. I want to become a fumbling, ecstatic wreck in the presence of my beloved. I want to allow this pain, this yearning, this divine discontent to guide me to my holy lover, so my life may never be the same again. Amen to that. And so it shall be. The discontent divine growing within you is the beginning, not the destiny. Its purpose is to lead you into your greatest connection yet with the divinity. Do not resist it. Witness it. Do not dismiss it. Trying to cover up its smell with rose petals. It says, do not dismiss it, trying to cover up its smell with rose petals. Let your rank discontent be the pathway to divinity. Look beyond what is, what has been prized and treasured, and now found to be plated and not the precious gold it was once esteemed to be. Don't be scared, for you are my sidekick on this great holy adventure. I am here, you see, just around the corner. I have you in my sights, though you may not see me yet. I am holding a loaf of fresh bread hot from the kitchen of the Creator, hoping to entice you with its wafting scent, tempting you to follow me on towards something of far more substance. If you are still stuck on pine-scented air freshener, imagining it is anything akin to the wild scent of pine forest for real, then how can I tempt you? Let the stench be the stench, then the fragrance of God can be discerned, and together we can leave what is left behind, once and for all, grabbing like hungry school children for the divine bread with sweet fresh scent filling the air. That is amazing. And then they always leave you with the sacred honor ritual. So that's amazing. And it's funny because Arise comes after that. And honestly, I was called to to read from that as well, because that has been coming out quite a bit. So let me do that. These are rather lengthy. I probably, let's see. We'll see. Okay. So this is Arise. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. Rumi. It says, I dance before you in sacred spectacle, hoping to garner your attention. Look at me, I cry to your ailing spirit and despondent flesh. Look at me. If you were to look up, you would see that I am a mirror of your own being, your light, your heart, your spirit, your all. Yes, this is pain. Yes, there's a letting go taking place, and you are frightened and uncertain sometimes. But you make this mean something that is but you make this mean something that it does not. It means that you are not excuse me. But you make this mean something that it does not. It means that you are to turn your head away from what is dying. Do this gently but firmly. Turn your head towards what is living. Look at me. I will show you truth, and you shall laugh in your deepest belly laughter with so much glee, sharing in my secret that the only force at work in your life is unconditionally loving divinity. I see you in a divine wild child and sacred heart. You have gumption, chutzpah, guts. You dare to love where others only see pain. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out where others see only what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others ply fear. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. That is powerful in and of itself already. Okay, I had to adjust the camera, I'm sorry. Okay. So don't lose heart, beloved wild child. Dare to believe. You are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender hope. Give up the fight, perhaps, the battle that comes from a place of fear, but never give up your hope. That hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you that helps the world see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers continually upon the windowsill of your heart temple. There it is, more obvious even in darkness. The stars do appear to shine brighter at night, beloved, but don't become consumed by your nightmares. That will pass with the coming dawn, you'll see. Don't give them too much stock. Instead, put your attention towards that defiant candle of hope that burns as it is its nature and purpose within you. Can you sense its warmth even in the presence of cold fear? It shall warm you now. And if not, then I come to remind you, you are a blazing angel. You are filled with holy fire, and you shall prevail. Oh, the joy of you, the expanse of you. You fill my own heart with your magnificent essence. I see and know the great beloved in you. There the great beloved is, looking out at me from behind your eyes. I see the candlelight of your heart temple flicker within your gaze. That is what the candle of hope honors. The workings of the great beloved, so creative and crazed with love for you that all circumstances of your life, down to the tiniest detail, are evoked out of love. Love out of passionate desire takes you from despair into hope, from holding on to letting go, from turning away to opening up. So the great beloved takes you across the moonlit ocean into the temple of the cosmic heart. Here an eternal flame burns. Make sure I'm reading. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just thought I might have lost the page when I had to adjust the camera. So I'm just making sure we're still on the right page. So that is what the candle of hope honors. The workings of the great beloved, so creative and crazed with love for you that all circumstances of your life, down to the tiniest detail, are evoked out of love. Love out of passionate desire takes you from despair into hope, from holding on to letting go, from turning away to opening up. So the great beloved takes you across the moonlit ocean onto the temple of the cosmic heart. Here an eternal flame burns bright with hope, igniting the light within the hearts of all of humanity. You are being asked to trust, to gently lay to rest the suffering that has been, perhaps because of what you have labeled as the failure, the doubt, the losses and setbacks. They are so little in the greater scheme of you. Put them aside, allow them to rot and become fertilizer for life, but do not try to keep them alive beyond their earthly expiry date, lest you become tainted or poisoned by the rot. Let them go and instead focus on what is alive now. Can you sense that before you is a great being of light, a greater pathway opening up? This is truth, blazing angel. This is truth. Take the step. So easy is it when the light of the heart is felt within, reminding you of your own divine nature. The world is here for you to experience so that you may realize divinity in its majesty, mystery, and love, more so than ever. All serves that sacred purpose, so embrace it. Find your faith, be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. You are so loved. It cannot even begin to be translated sufficiently into words, but it can be transmitted from my heart to yours, just as the sun catches dry tinder and sets it aflame. This oracle comes with a message for you. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Enough now. You are liberated through the hope in your heart, the defiant optimism that buoys your spirit and demands that you shall have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew now. Step up. It's your time. Exactly what I said. So get up out of that. Come to the light, Carolyn. That's old. It's time to become anew. Gorgeous. Okay. I've really been feeling mine. I've actually been sleeping with my Everyday Tarot mini deck, and I love it. And I generally take it with me wherever I go. It's just, I don't know. It's easily portable. I can just whip it out and do what I need to do. Without having to have a big box, because it comes in this little, like a little traveling case. So it's pretty cool. If you're interested, of course, check the link below. These are trying to come out. That's quite a bit. So we're going to see what actually flips. What can we expect for this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer spirit? What can we expect? Give us the message plain, please. But yeah, so I've been getting rather great messages and having some very vivid dreams. And I definitely will do the dream interpretation next, because I've been trying to chronicle that. Okay, and still we got another stack. So probably was the original stack. Let's just see. They got a lot to say. A lot of different messages probably. King of Cups. Four of Cups. Ace of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. The Devil. I'm going to have to adjust some of these because I want all these to fit on that top row. Nine of Pentacles. Let's just don't allow them to fall in the fire. And finally, Four of Swords. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, there we go. I'm not gonna touch those. I did show them to you at least, but we are gonna talk about them. And I think I want to go ahead and actually flip from the Tattoo Tarot some clarifiers, or see what comes out along with it. Let's just say that. But several of the messages coming through already. Some of you you may be dealing with or will be dealing with this King of Cups individual. Could be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and it's interesting with the Cancer full moon. You know, you definitely have that coming through. Um, you know, they may have presented you with an offer that you're just not really seeing for what it is, and are being a little bit ungrateful, you know, just because it may not have been exactly what you wanted or how you expected it to come out. But see, that's the thing, we have to rid of expectations, because when we put our expectations on it, that's almost like you're limiting the divine and what they have to offer. There's a great offer here, and it's like, stop dwelling on, you know, what you have, and or you know, what you thought or what you expected. And even if you feel like what you have, you know, whatever the situation may be, you know, whether this is with love or with a job offer, the thing is, you have to be grateful for the little things that you have. Now, if you feel like you are settling with this offer, that's a different story. Because if it's not renewing your passion or bringing you the joy, the, you know, the fire and the desire that really that you should have with anything that you're doing, you know, because that's where the energy, the vibration increases, you know, with your heart, and how you manifest rapidly in what you truly desire. If it's not bringing you that, then reconsider truly and manifest what it is that you want. But there's a calling to be focused on, you know, what it is that you truly desire with this Eight of Pentacles. What is it that you really want to accomplish, whether in love, family, or work, right? Interestingly, the devil energy that comes out between this 8 and 9 of Pentacles is what I find interesting. But I feel like that is speaking on the fact that this is Capricorn energy, and us being in Capricorn season. I didn't really take this as a negative energy. I feel like this is highlighting the fact of the hard work that you're going to put in, because Capricorns get it done, right? They know what it is, you know. If they set their mind to something, they're gonna do it, you know. No questions asked until it's complete. And I feel like that's what it's saying to us, is that whatever we have been focusing on, putting in the hard work in, it's gonna bring us financial independence and satisfaction, right? And we're nearly completing that cycle. And also, what's really coming to a heart spirit is giving me really tough, really strong right now, is the fact that this 9 of Pentacles, for this to have to really do with work and finances, that's what's coming through very strong for me, is that whatever you put in, let's say 9 months is September. So back in September, or it could have been even 9 months ago. What would have been 9 months ago? Let's see, what is the summer? November, December, January. Yeah. So back in June-ish, that'd been about 8-9 months ago, which it's between the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles. That's very interesting. That's coming through very strong. But I know in July we had the new moon in Cancer, and so it's like, and from the research that I've done, it's like whatever you set into fruition, what you manifested or put your intentions in around that time, that Cancer new moon, that's what's coming. That's what's nearing the completion, and you're gonna reap the benefits of it. It's coming. That's that offer. I feel that's coming. It's something that you truly love, that you have love for, right? That you put your energy, your loving energy, that you're definitely passionate about, and this will renew your passion all over again, which is beautiful. That's the message that's coming in very, very strong. So they're telling you right now, really, just rest and nurture yourself. You know, meditate on, see yourself in that energy. It's time to like arise. It's here. It's here. It really is. This is the offer that is coming from this. You're gonna reap the benefits. So be thankful. And I feel like because I told you, y'all, I've been super duper duper emotional and not really been able to explain it, but just crying, like, and it's not necessarily like just sad energy. Is just like release. It's like, oh, thank you, like finally, because I feel I felt it really, really, really strongly closer to the end of the year, because I knew that's when a lot of this was shifting, and I always had the vision and just the energy that something major is happening this year, and this being the universal 4 year, it's happening. So it's like all that you've done in the past, put that away. Those things you can no longer change. It's time to look forward to the gloriousness that you have manifested. And it's interesting because with these here, the 111, that's just like bright new beginnings, being in sacred convergence on your spiritual path, and stepping, you've released, like you seriously transformed. In the card says beyond death, life. You've died. You've let go of all of the old, dead weight. And now you're gonna be dancing in this sacred union with the divine. It's gonna be a very joyous occasion. You're completing this cycle, like I said, because you've died and allowed the old to shed. You've released all that old, and now it's so divine, like it's beautiful love. So you have nothing to worry about. And then we have, look at that, look, double confirmation with the 8 of Pentacles. Double confirmation. That's gorgeous to see, because you have healed, like I said, and whatever wish that you wished upon on that Cancer new moon. And this is a 17, which is another 8. 3 8s. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3. And I thought I saw another one. Yes, this one, the 8 of Cups. 4. 4 8s for the universal 4 year. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. And I know you probably won't be able to see. Let's do it like this, so that hopefully you can see that over there. You see that? Yeah. Okay, let's see one more. One more, Spirit. One more just for confirmation. Got the message loud and clear, but one more. Ooh, told you. Changes are coming. Don't be afraid of this. Embrace the change. Embrace the change, but take time to meditate, because it's happening fast. You're going to be able to rebuild stronger, more powerful, more stable. This is a 16, which reduces to a 7. So you have several, well, not several, but what, let's see. I know I saw another 7 somewhere. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that was just 5s. Yeah, maybe that was just 5s. But that's still divine. That's being on your enlightenment path. That's also maybe speaking on choices, excuse me. So it's like whatever you have, decisions and choices you've made in the past, they're falling away. Like the Rise Christ said, any of that negative dead weight, they're falling away. Because look what you're gaining. That mental clarity, you're seeing the bigger picture, you're seeing it for what it is. That's great to see. Because, oh my, I'm lost for words. That's a 3. This is a 3. This card, which is interesting on this deck, it doesn't have the number on it, but that's the 111. 111 energy. Beautiful. Like 4 flowers, universal 4-year. You're birthing great, beautiful new creations. And I told you, it takes 9 months, right? Generally to incubate a baby. Y'all know I'm being silly, but seriously, it takes 9 months. So whatever you began manifesting during that, back in the summer of 2019, during that, around the time, about June, July-ish, look back if you did keep a journal, and you will see, and I guarantee you, those manifestations are coming into fruition. This is gorgeous. Great to see. No more of this. There's yet a 5. You're changing out of this. You're arising. That's why that Tower moment is here. You're coming up out of this. No more feeling. You're 8 of cup in it. you're walking away from this feeling. And for a lot of us, this is just mental, because our help is right here. If we just look up, right in front of us. Yeah, we're ending this. That's a 10. That's completion. We're ending this self-betrayal, backstabbing. This is to ourselves. I truly feel that. I mean, it can be somebody else's energy around you, but honestly, it's yours before it's anybody else's, right? Because anything that manifests in your outward, in your 3D realm, it's going on inside of you, which is why you see it, why it's happening to you in the 3D. So we're getting away from this self-sabotaging energy, the negative thoughts, the downgrading talk about ourselves. And once again, there are 4 flowers. I'm just not even noticing that in this card. There are 4 flowers here, and the 2 on each side, which is balancing him out. That's interesting. And it's even more interesting because there's 2 beside his head, which is the swords is all about mental energy anyway. So that it's like 2 balancing his mind and 2 balancing his heart. Y'all see that? I'm just now noticing that. And that's beautiful. And it's like new flowers are trying to bloom. So that's even, this is a new one coming in the corner. And this is a new bud. So it's like renewed mind and renewed heart. Isn't that interesting? Because look, definitely. Shouts out to the fire squad. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But she's a bad. She knows what truly lights her fire. It says burn on her hand. She's fiery but has a gentle touch. And that looks like a lion on her hand as well. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So, did I? Oh, I did not. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me go back because I did not go over the bottom of the deck because I don't even remember. I didn't have this flipped over and don't even remember talking about this. But my. Look at there. I do apologize for that one because, yeah, the decision has been made. The angels have called. Look, it's 2 10s. It's complete. There is nothing you can do about that. That is done. I love it. There's 2 10s, which is a 20, which is 2 all about balance as well. Speaking of those 2s, I surely do apologize for this one. Because you are getting an offer. I told you. And I strongly believe it's from the divine. And it has to do with, there's a lot of pentacle energy just in this deck alone. Yes, and it's coming in swiftly. Yet another 8, y'all. Beautiful energy. This can be in love. It can just be that you're going to be on the move. There's 2, what are these, doves? I don't know, but they're birds here. And that definitely can mean something for someone. But just the fact that it's 2s, we just got through speaking on the 2s. But this is coming in very quickly, so I hope you're ready. Yep, because you're leaving this. You're transformed from this. Yet another 5. That's all about change, transformation. So there's what? Several 5s on the table as well. Yes, because justice will prevail. Shouts out to the Libras out there. Archangel Michael has came through and done his thing and sliced out any and all negative energy. This is another 11. Oops, please don't fall. You linked up with the divine, and you have. I told y'all I cannot hold on to these cards today, but I do apologize for that. The camera died, but just to quickly and briefly wrap up, basically, Spirit is calling us to be in the moment, be appreciative of what they have to offer us, because what we have reaped in the past 8 to 9 months, around that Cancer new moon, is definitely coming into fruition. So be patient, just be gentle with yourself during this time, rest and recover. Don't hold back from the offer that Spirit has for you, because you will be dancing joyfully. You will be connected. You will be so happy and just thankful. Be appreciative. An attitude of gratitude will manifest magnitudes. Always remember that. If this message resonates with you, please don't hesitate to comment down below. You already know what to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share. You never know how this may help someone else. And just don't forget to spread love and light, and everything will be all right. Until next time, peace.